Nothing to do this week? Don't miss another event. Go to blacksinsanantonio.com for our event calendar. The home of the largest business directory in San Antonio with an African American focus. Sign up today for our weekly e-blast and text message alerts. Help us make this a better community. Connect, empower, grow.
Because it matters to you, it matters to us. It is Black Video News with your host, Keith Scott. Black Friday Live, San Antonio. Here we go.
For tuning in to Black Friday Live, I'm your host, Keith Scott. You know where we always come with hot topics and subject matter. Yes, I'm back. Had to take a little quick vacation, but we're back right here on the set at Black Friday Live. And today's guest, man, this beautiful black woman, man, is a motivational speaker. She's an author. She's an entrepreneur. She's a chef. I mean, the list goes on and on. She's right here on Black Friday Live. Miss Munirah Small. How we doing today?
Thank you. And thank you for that illustrious introduction.
Oh, you're quite welcome. How you doing, Miss Small? Welcome to Black Friday Live.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on. I see you got the Jamaican colors on representing today, huh?
Yes, I do. I try to add a little bit of something about me in everything that I do. So on top of wearing things that either designers or boutiques want me to wear, I try to do something that's all me. And yes, this is the shout out to the yacht. So bless up Wagwandu.
Shout out to Jamaica, huh? How you doing, man? Now you got so much going on. I don't even want to start, but we're going to start with you telling my viewers a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I am originally from Chicago and was transplanted here like a million years ago.
Okay.
I'm a military brat. So
Okay.
my father was in the Army and we got here. I've been raised here most of my life. And
Right.
I would go back home, spring break, Christmas break, summer vacations, back to Chicago.
Okay.
But yeah, I grew up here. I graduated from SAM.
Okay. Now hold on. You say Chicago now. What side of Chicago? We talking west side or south side?
West side is the best side.
Oh, okay. West side of
yes,
Chicago.
The west side of
All right.
Chicago. As a matter of fact, directly across the street from Oak Park.
Okay.
So, yes.
I'm quite familiar. Shout out to South Side though.
Yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, I grew up on the east side of San Antonio. I
Okay.
graduated from Sam Houston. So, and I graduated, I'm a Cherokee. So
Okay.
I graduated from Sam Houston and I was married, had my children here, and things just it's kind of funny how life goes. It just
Right.
kind of transcended and just kind of fell into its place. I had a certain plan on how life was going to go for me, and then life and God said, psych.
Okay.
We're going to do something different.
Right.
And so originally, I was either going to do advertising and marketing,
Right.
or either journalism and broadcasting.
Okay.
And that didn't work out. And so then I was like, well, let's try this thing at psychology. And then, no, that didn't work out either. So then I just went directly into the business sector. And I got a job at AT&T. So it started looking like I was going to be a career woman there.
Right.
And again, life said, nope. So in 2007, I launched my very first company.
Right.
Culinary Diva.
Okay.
And it was a catering and personal chef business. And I did that for 8 years. And then...
But you had a unique clientele too, though, when you were doing that.
Yeah, yes,
So
I did.
Just go in depth a little bit more and tell my viewers about kind of your clientele, some of your clients.
What's kind of bananas is when I started Culinary Diva,
Right.
Normally the way that it started is it would be with somebody who's been in business for a little while, but like I said, things just kind of happened, okay. I launched and I went to a lunch with Sisters in Business, and I announced who I was
Right.
and what my business was.
Okay.
And I had my first client by that Saturday. I went to that meeting on Friday, and the very next day I had my very first client.
Wow.
And so from there I got this ingenious idea, well, you got to advertise. Mind you, I did not have a budget
Right.
for any advertising.
Of course.
But I went on over to 98.5 The Beat, and I told them what I was doing, and they were like, what you're doing, it sounds really unique, because remember, this was 2007. No one was doing what they call meal prep. It was called Personal Chef at that time, but it's
Correct.
now called Meal Prep.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
so nobody was doing that, and everybody was like, I don't think people are going to pay you to do meals and then they reheat them. And I'm like, yes, they will. Yeah, they will. So when I went over to 98.5, they were impressed with it, but she was like, you know what? The market that we serve from this radio station is not going to be a good look.
Right.
But let me send you over to my girlfriend over at Time Warner and see what she can help you with.
Correct.
Well, when I went over to Time Warner, remember I was telling you I didn't have that budget? I really did not have the budget for Time Warner. And so 2 weeks later, the ad exec from 98.5 to B called and said, we're kind of in a dilemma and I think we can help each other.
Interesting.
Mike Jones, the rapper, is doing a benefit concert here and we don't have a caterer.
Interesting.
Can you cater? And I'm like, yeah, I sure can. And so I catered. My first professional gig was for 300 people. And in exchange, they did the advertising for my company.
Wow, you had no idea that was just going to fall in your lap like
and then
that.
from there, my godbrother who trained at the time, he was Barry Bonds' personal trainer.
Okay.
He gave me a call and was like, the Super Bowl is going to be in Phoenix. You should come out. I'm like, I don't have any money to come to the Super Bowl. He was like, no, come out here and work. And I was like, huh? He was like, yeah, because when the athletes come, they don't stay at the hotels.
Right.
They stay and rent houses for the whole week. You could come out here and let them, just work for all of them. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I got on the plane. I was sitting next to Eva Longoria and Chuck Micotinnick.
Okay.
And so...
Interesting.
Yeah, so Chuck didn't have his media passes yet. So he was like, I need to kill some time. So are you here for the Super Bowl? I said, well, kind of. I'm like you. I'm here working. And he was like, oh, really? And so I told him what I was there for. And he was like, well, can you do an interview? I mean, we can't go on ground till we get our media press kits. So we got a little time to kill. You want to be on the news? Okay. So right there at the airport, he did the interview. And from there, I got contracted by a sports agent, and that's how I got introduced to several professional football players and baseball players who I was taking care of, getting ready for the NFL draft and the combine. And then, if you don't know, Arizona, Phoenix, Scottsdale, it is the training capital for all sports. During off season, all the professional athletes, that's where they go. So a lot of them have summer homes or off-season homes there while they're there. So it was really like surreal that I went from, I just started this business to now I'm out here flying out to Scottsdale to take care of these professional athletes. And then back home in San Antonio, I was the preferred caterer for 98.5 The Beat Bash for the next 3 years. So I was taking care of performing artists as well. So
so you just kind of just stepped into a lot of different things.
It was just
kind of like divine purpose, huh?
At that time I didn't look at it, but when I look back at it, it had to be, because I literally just started with just pure drive and a dream. I had these 2 little girls. I was recently divorced. They are involved in extracurricular activities, and the work schedule I had at AT&T was non-permissive of me being able to give 100% of my time to them. And I wanted to be there. I mean, I'm like any other mom. I want to be at their events. I don't want to see it on a text message or a video message. I want to be there. And that became a pull for me too when I was doing the personal chef, because I was going back and forth out of town, and it was really taxing for me to have to send for my daughters to come where I was or to fly back home. So I had to scale back a little bit. And then when I did that, I was like, well, I tried to go back into the professional sector, and it didn't work, because I'd worked for myself, and
it was kind of hard to fall back into that.
And the range of work that I was doing was, I mean, really go back to sitting in an office. I was literally bored and just dying. But here again, fate would step in and flip the script one more time.
It will.
My girlfriend asked me to make her a birthday cake, and that was the end of the catering. It was then the cakes. But even before that, I'm at a party that I was catering, and a woman walks up to me and asks me about modeling, which that was a dream, like when I was 17, but that dream got trashed when I walked into the boutique, and they were like, we don't hire girls like you. All the girls on the wall were skinny, which was kind of...
Yeah, neat and petite.
That was kind of oxymoronic to me, because if you're selling clothes to full-figure and plus-size women, why don't you have models that look like us? But that was in 1988.
Correct.
And as you know, at that time, the only place that black girls and full-size black girls could see women that looked like us was Ebony Fashion Fair when when their fashion show was traveling. But mainstream, it was not. So I started taking some pictures. I did some emceeing, and then I got my own radio show. And it has kind of just like grown from there.
Right.
I've always had a way with people in terms of conversation and exchange, and I laugh sometimes because the things that I do, they're things I enjoy doing, and I know that I can do them, but I think oftentimes when you're doing something, you don't quite take yourself as seriously as you probably should.
Right.
And it sometimes takes other people saying to you, hey, you kind of good at that.
Right.
You might want to do something with that.
Right. So for the radio, for my viewers, from radio to cooking to the cakes, now all of a sudden you shift gears to become a motivational speaker. Well,
I think what I did was I finally came out and made the declaration, dun, 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 this is what I'm doing. Because in all of the things that I was doing, the manner in which I talk and have my exchange with the audience, I've been doing that all along.
Right.
When I have consultations with clients about their cakes, brides or moms-to-be, or it's a birthday party, that is an opportunity where you really get to know the people that you're working with.
Correct.
And those moments are standstill moments that this person has asked you to be a part of. So in that exchange, those conversations would always go much further than talking about a cake or some cupcakes or something.
Right.
And one of my mentors said to me, young lady, it's time for you to do something with that. I mean, it's a gift and you need to do something with it.
And I want you to share that with my viewers out there because you have done something with it.
Yes.
And you're steady on a mission to empower women.
Yes. Being a woman myself, I just published a book. And it's
Congratulations.
Thank you. It is called Changing the Narrative, a snapshot at real life in real time.
Right.
And it literally is what the title says. I took probably some of the most traumatic and life-changing experiences in my life and just gave people a snapshot of what those things were.
Right.
So that they would have an opportunity to see that real things happen to real people.
Correct.
And it doesn't always have to be the end-all, be-all. Being a black woman, being a single parent, and single parenting does not mean that you're doing it solo. It just basically means that, your spouse or your significant other is not there. Because I would be telling her the truth if I said I raised my children all by myself. I've had an amazing village and support system around me.
Right.
However, the journey in itself, that I did solo. And I had these two little people who I was raising. But the remarkable thing about it is that while I'm raising these two little girls, I'm still reeling back from these traumatic things that have happened to me.
Right.
And I kind of had to put them on hold and pretend like they weren't happening or didn't happen because I've got these two little people that I have to take care of.
Correct.
Well, now I'm an empty nester. So my life picked up where I stopped, and that was at 22. And those things that we didn't talk about and we didn't deal with, they didn't go away. They were waiting for me.
Right.
And so now that I'm a lot older, a lot more mature, I've got some experience, some of those things are coming back, and I recognize there are other women who experience these same things. There are women who have been molested. There are women who have been raped. There are women who have been poor. There are women who are victims of domestic abuse. There are women who are challenged with depression.
Yeah,
and
there's some real challenges out there.
There are lots of real challenges. And for a woman like myself who I'm driven and I'm ambitious, most people would look at me and be like, oh, none of that stuff could possibly bother her. No, those are the things that made me into what I am right now.
Right.
And so last Monday morning, I sat down to my computer and I just started clicking away. And Wednesday night, I had a book.
Isn't that interesting? So when is the book going to be published?
The book is published, according to UPS. My first shipment should be at the house sometime today.
And what's the title again?
It's Changing the Narrative.
Changing the Narrative.
A snapshot of real life in real time. You can also get it on Amazon, and it comes in paperback and Kindle.
Okay. Now, before we wrap up, you got a couple events taking place, Munirah,
Yes.
and you got something on April 17th for my viewers. Tell my viewers what's taking place on April 17th here
on
in San
April
Antonio.
17th, please come down to Luther's Cafe on Main Street, right behind SAC College. We are doing a happy hour networking book signing, and again, it is what it is. Opportunity to come and have some drinks. I'll get to talk about the book, and
Correct.
I'm encouraging any of you professionals and non-professionals, because everything is about networking, and I always tell people that we are all in the people business. If there are people around, you are in business, and you need to make that work. So come out, let's talk about this book, let's talk about some of the things that are going on in San Antonio, because networking is what keeps this thing going.
Now, what's the title? Something with a crown, correct? Is it?
No, the book or?
No, the event.
The event, no, the event is just called Changing the Narrative. It's the book signing.
Okay, Changing the Narrative. And then May, you got something taking place too in May. In Houston, correct?
Well, April 21st, Adjusting the Crown. That's what you're
Adjusting
talking
the
about.
Crown.
Yes,
Okay.
Adjusting the Crown.
Okay.
The ladies of Bellevue's asked me to be a part of that with Dr. Walker. She'll be one of the guest speakers too.
Okay.
It is a brunch, and it is an empowering brunch for the ladies to come out and talk about some of the things that we can do to continue to build one another.
Right.
It's also an opportunity for us to exchange and get to know each other, because so often we just kind of circumvent in our immediate circles. And when I invite people or I create these events, it's an opportunity for us to interconnect all of the circles, because that's how we grow. That's how we expand. And then, yes, in May, I will be in Houston for the Network Your A, I won't say the word, Network Your A tour. It is just that. It is a networking event, and I will be speaking to the ladies about how they are able to not only increase and enlarge in their network, but also how they effectively make that work for them, regardless of what type of industry or corporate entity you are in.
Well, you're making a huge impact, and I want to thank you. And for, more women out there, and of course the guys too, how can they stay connected with you, Munirah? And I know you have an interesting website as well. Can you share that with my viewers?
The best way to reach me is my full name, which is munirahsmall.com, all together. I'm also on Facebook. You can, my first name, Munirah Small, you can hit me up on Facebook. I'm pretty, unlike a lot of folks, I pretty much stay connected to the community that I live in. So I am always open to engaging. And though I do speak to the ladies, I don't want that to deter the gentlemen, because again, my network, there are lots of gentlemen that I work with, lots of mentors, lots of organizations. So definitely reach out to me. I want to share those resources with everyone.
Well, I want to thank you, Munirah. You are interesting. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
You're doing a wonderful job making an impact. Munirah, I want to thank Munirah for being on Black Friday Live. Stay logged on for more. We'll be coming right back with another guest right here on Black Friday Live.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Thank you.
You got a king?
Go fish! In your face, in your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Why you trying to make it so hard? I'm not afraid to be a child. Go ahead and hate on me, 'cause I know I'm loved by the Lord.
to thank you all for coming right back to Black Friday Live on this beautiful Friday right here in San Antonio, Texas. Man, now this is interesting. I got a representative from Kent Power Sports right here. Well, you guys are in Selma.
Yes.
In Selma, Texas. Mr. Alonzo Moore, how we doing, sir?
I can't complain.
Man, I just had to come that way. Kent Power Sports. We're talking motorcycles. We're talking boats. But I want you to tell my viewers exactly what Kent Power Sports is.
Well, Kent Power Sports is pretty much anything that is going to be in the power sport industry, whether that's ATVs, side-by-sides, whether it's boats, motorcycles. I was actually informed about all the different things that were included in the power sports industry, like jet skis and just pretty much anything that you would enjoy riding or having fun on is all included in the power sport industry.
Now let's talk specifically, because I want my viewers to know about, Kent Power Sports right here in Selma, Texas, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now what exactly? Now, can you purchase motorcycles and boats and all of this different sports stuff that people use?
Yes. There's actually boats. There's the speed boats.
Okay.
There's the 21-foot family boats.
Okay.
There's Sea-Doos. They actually sell Sea-Doo, the brand. Motorcycles. I mean, you name it. Pretty much anything that's going to be in the power sport industry, you can find right there at Kent. There's actually 3 different locations. There's one in Selma, one in New Braunfels, and another one in Kyle.
Okay, so that's the one I was talking about in Selma. That's the one I'm familiar with. But they got motorcycles. You can purchase speed boats. You can purchase these Sea-Doos or on the water. So they got a whole bunch of stuff going on over there, huh?
Even off-road things like the side-by-side golf cart looking things that people use to go hunting and off-road with. Those are included in the power sports industry. Anything that you're going to take off-road pretty much is included as well. It's an amazing industry to be a part of, and it's definitely fun and exciting, that's for sure.
Well, that's good, because now let's just touch on it, because when we talk about, the power sports industry, do we see a lot of African Americans doing it?
Well, there's more and more every day. As of right now, I think one of the biggest things is just exposing the African American community to the power sports industry.
Correct.
There are some, but I think as more people are exposed to it, a lot more people will enjoy it, definitely.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad that you guys decided to come on Black Friday Live where we could talk about that, because I thought it was really interesting. We like to go out and boat ride. We got motorcycle clubs here in San Antonio. You see a lot of different organizations. You see a lot of different people riding bikes, from women to men to young men to young women. And I thought it was really interesting to have you guys on the segment this week. But also, you have an event that's taking place on April 7th, this Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And Alonzo, I want you to tell my viewers about this Kent Power Sports block party that's taking place this Saturday.
Well, exactly like you said, what we're trying to do at Kent Power Sports is just expose the community to the power sport industry.
Correct.
So we're going to be doing it as a customer appreciation. It's an annual event that we do. We show our appreciation to our current customers, but we also like to bring people in and just inform them on all the different products and services that we offer.
Right.
Kent's actually holds the contract for the SAPD. They work on the SAPD motorcycles, so they have a great service department.
Okay.
So we want to bring people in, educate them on not just being a part, but how to be safe on your power sport units,
right? And
just expose more people to the community, more people in the community to the industry.
Yeah, and that's good stuff, because tell my viewers a little bit, what's going to be taking place on April 7th, because it really sounds exciting. You got a DJ, you got American Dyno Racing, but I want you to tell my viewers a little bit about what's going to be taking place on Saturday.
There's going to be tons of excitement. It's fun for the entire family.
Okay.
We have tons of stuff for the kids. They have what they call Strider Racing, which is like a national cup competition that they have for kids that are on these little trainer bikes to teach you how to balance on the motorcycle. Okay. It's extremely fun, exciting, fun to watch. To see the kids being interactive. We're going to have free food. We're going to have giveaways. We give away, helmets and T-shirts and all different type of, safety stuff.
Right.
We're going to have the American Dyno Racing, which is where we put the motorcycles on a machine, and they basically race it on a machine, and the machine registers how much power is given out, how much distance you've traveled, and things like that. But
I'm glad you shared that, because I had no idea what American Dyno Racing was. Well, and then you got a stunt show too, though, right?
Yes, sir, definitely. The stunt show, we're actually having a professional stunt bike rider come out, and the things that they're able to do on that bike is just amazing. That it's definitely going to be something exciting and fun to watch.
Yeah, April 7th, it starts at 4 p.m., 4 to 8. And, I guess you guys are just trying to get more people involved in what you're doing with this Kent Power Sport Racing thing and touch some different demographics, I'm assuming, right?
Definitely. The biking community, even though it's a small portion of the power sport industry,
correct,
it has a bad reputation. People say, bikers, they're rough. It's not a family style event.
Right.
But when you think about the power sport industry as a whole, there's tons of things that the family can enjoy. Right. Whether that's taking the family out for, a nice fishing trip, or, you're going out on the Sea-Doos, or, just take an ATV, out through the woods. It's all something that can be enjoyed by the entire family. We just need to get the community involved so we can educate them on, being a part of the industry and how the entire family can enjoy it.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. And you got 3 locations right here in San Antonio, Texas, you said, correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell my viewers?
Well, there's actually one in San Antonio. It's in Selma, Texas, and then the other one's in New Braunfels, and the other one's in Austin.
Okay. Well, man, this sounds exciting, man. I'm glad you came on Black Friday Live. For more information, if people want more information, how can they get more information on this weekend's event?
They can visit us on the website. It's just going to be KentPowersports.com. They can also visit us on the Facebook and social media sites. It's going to be Kent Powersports SA. Facebook.com/Kent Powersports SA. But all you have to do is Google Kent Powersports. All the information is online. We actually have 4 other events going on right now. 2 just passed. Tonight, actually, we're having our bike night at Brew Wings. It's live DJ. There's going to be free food. There's going to be giveaways. So tonight at 7, we're having that.
And where is Brew Wings at?
Right here on Walsum.
On Walsum, Brew Wings tonight. So Brew Wings tonight, Saturday, April 7th. You got this Kent Power Sports Block Party. I want to thank Alonzo. If you want more information to get connected with Kent Sports, they're off of North Interstate 35 in Selma, Texas. I want to thank Alonzo for being on Black Friday Live this week. I want to thank my first guest, Miss Munirah Small. She is making an impact right here in San Antonio. Hey, if you want to get involved in Black Friday Live, you want to be on the set, you want to be on the show, send me an email, kscott@avistaproducts.com. Send me an email. Let's get you on Black Friday Live. If you're making an impact in the city, in the community, throughout the state of Texas, in this region, shoot me an email. Let's get you on Black Friday Live. As always, I'm your host, Keith Scott. We'll see you next time right here on Black Friday Live. As always, be encouraged.